Shock Treatment the movie is rated PG, but Shock Treatment Minute is rated F for
Fridge!
We're going to spend this time discussing the movie in gory detail, and along the way we'll talk about adult content and use adult language. Consider yourselves warned. Welcome to Shock Treatment Minute, the podcast where we break down shock treatment in excruciating detail, 1 minute at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Leandra.
And I'm your other host, Kelly.
And today we are joined once again by an incredible guest, somebody who I've known for many, many years, somebody who we have killed off once before with our podcast, and if it was up to me, we would kill him again. I got nothing, but it is my friend and yours.
So if you see Oscar, shoot him!
No.
A smile!
Yes.
Why are you being shot? I've only been here 2 times, so don't kill me.
No,
I'm not
we're
gonna
so
kill
happy
you.
to have you
Hello,
back,
world.
Oscar.
Thank you for having me back, guys. Heavily appreciated.
Yes,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
it was interesting enough to bring back.
Oh, yes. You're very interesting. If anything, you should be studied.
Oh my goodness.
I do think that it's very sweet. We had a dear listener who mentioned that he was sad about your passing. And when Kelly said he's not actually dead, this listener was very delighted to hear that
Moved
that
to
was...
tears.
Yes.
And I was
Yay.
like, I mean, I would have also
Actually
cried
alive, surprise.
if I thought Oscar was dead for several years and then found out he wasn't. I would also be very, very relieved.
Wow, that poor person.
I know that person had to live in a world without Oscar, or so he thought, for years. So
Yeah, he was just sitting at home listening to Send in the Clowns, I guess.
if you're listening, listener, I hope you're glad to hear that Oscar is alive and well for now.
Yes, I am alive. I am well. I am older than when that minute came out. Oh my gosh, was it by 5 years?
Yeah, it was 5 years ago.
Wow. I'm 5 years older. I'm now in my 40s.
You don't look a day over, I'm going to say 27.
Aw,
I'd say
you're too
so.
sweet, Kelly.
Yeah.
I showed Kelly a picture of you with hair, and it really ruined her day.
Yeah, you actually look better bald.
Thank you very much. I had the Hispanic afro going on when I was younger if I let it get too long. So most of the time I kept it short because it just got too unruly. And then once you get that age where the hair is just not coming back, I was like, it is time.
It's time.
And now I shave and I'm always bald.
Yeah, if any listeners are on their hair thinning journey and are to the point where they're like at comb over status, I know it sucks. Just shave it. Trust me. You will look younger and
The
better.
old bald head and goatee look never goes out of style.
That's true. So we are discussing today minute 16.
Oh, we are?
Ooh.
So,
And I assume you came prepared with a synopsis, Leandra?
so the funny thing is, and you'll think this is very funny, I don't know what happens in that minute because I've never watched it.
Wow. Thankfully, I did take notes on this scene. So let me paint you a picture of minute 16.
Ooh, penis for us.
So Brad continues singing. He had said toast, and he continues singing, don't you put the burn on me. And we see footage product shot of the hand, which we now see has long red nails. So I guess we've revealed that the killer is a female. And she's pressing down the toaster, and then we get like a few different quick shots of toast popping up. In my opinion, burnt toast. But then the narrator...
It's kind of toast.
Oh, really? The narrator says, pop up in the popularity ratings. And then we get a product shot of a fridge opening. And we see it's a very full fridge, various jars and sauces, a lot of that. The labels are mostly obscured, probably intentionally. The bottles are either facing away or it's just too grainy to see. But there are 2 things we can see. One is you can tell that one of the big bottles in the door is 7-Up because you can see the up and it's a green bottle. And we see on the milk a label that must have been designed by the great Brian Thompson, Denton Dairy, which I would love, like a Denton Dairy t-shirt to go over my big titties. But those are the only two labels I could make out. Then the narrator says, "Just look at this," when we see the refrigerator. And Brad sings, "Refrigerator, why are we always sooner or later?" And then it goes back to the product shot and you see the fridge slam shut. And then Brad continues, "Bitchin' in the kitchen or crying in the bedroom all night." The narrator is burbling in the background under this, but we can't make out what he says at all. Then we get a product shot again of an open silverware drawer, and the hand reaches in to grab a big chef's knife and then closes the drawer with its partner, the other hand. And narrator says, "Living on a knife edge?" And Brad sings, "Dear Knife Drawer." And then we see in this shot that Janet has her back to the audience because it's a wider shot where you can see both of them. Then the product shot shows the hand using an Oster brand knife sharpener to sharpen the knife. And the narrator says, "Stay sharp with this keen knife enhancer." And Brad says, "Now won't you help me to face life more? Oh, trash can." And the product shot for that is a step can opening. It's lined with a white bag. The hand throws away a paper towel and then the trash can closes. And the narrator says, "You can what the trash can." Then Brad sings, "Don't you put the dirt on me, oh percolator." We get the product shot of a stainless steel percolator. "Why are we always sooner or later?" And then a close-up product shot shows it percolating. And the narrator says, "No toil, no trouble." And Brad continues, "Bitchin' in the kitchen or crying in the bedroom all night." Now Janet's turn. She whirls around with kind of an expression. I would describe it as kind of like a exasperated or just like a "what are you gonna do" type of expression. And Brad kind of stoops down. For a second it almost looks like he's doing the thing where you like pretend to walk downstairs. But then he's like kind of he also sort of turns his back to the audience. Not all the way, though. He's mostly facing Janet. And Janet begins to sing, "Everything used to be okay, but I've been had, and Brad, I'm glad to say, is on his way." And then we get a product shot of a digital alarm clock, but I might call it something different. We'll discuss that next minute.
That is such a good minute in such a good song.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I agree. Like I remember seeing this the first time when it was just starting to go through all these items, and I was just like, "What is, what is this rhyming going on here?"
And we get a lot of we got a lot of support for my Jalo idea, because in this minute the hand removes and sharpens a knife. I don't know what it was doing with the toaster or the fridge. Maybe it was just hungry or something. But then the owner of that hand gets a knife and then later is throwing away a paper towel, which maybe they use to wipe up fingerprints. I don't know. Thoughts?
Well, there's a lot of horror elements. Like there is some horror movies that use blenders.
Oh,
in a very grotesque way that I won't go into too much detail.
I'm sure they can. It's blending things. That's the detail.
It's blending things very violently, though.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a bunch of sharp knives just cutting things into tiny little pieces, and then you go into the toaster. And immediately when I see that toaster, it reminds me, for some reason, of a Gwen Stefani video where she's like killing off her bandmates. Mm-hmm. And one of them actually has the old classic toaster in the bathtub.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've actually seen toasters used as a murder weapon in many horror movies as well.
And in Addams Family Values, which is my favorite of the two Addams Family films.
I have actually not seen it. I've never seen either of them, so I should get on that.
Yes, listeners, you need to send an email to shocktreatmentminute@gmail.com and leave a 5-star review shaming Kelly for not seeing either Addams Family or Addams Family Values. And also only seeing the Look Who's Talking Now film. Only the one with the talking dogs.
Only the third in the series with the dogs. Not only have I seen it, I've seen it a cajillion times, but I've never seen the other two.
Oh no!
I know Look Who's Talking Now. I know Look Who's Talking Now, like word for word.
Wow.
I had a
Wow.
VHS of it as a kid because it had dogs, and that was all I cared about.
You know, that's a fair enough reason to only watch that version or watch that sequel.
So the fridge that we see when they
Yes,
open
let's
it,
talk about this movie.
Sorry, yes.
listen, we can do Look Who's Talking Now minute. I would love that.
Oh my God.
But yeah, when they open the fridge, it looks inside exactly like how my fridge looks, which is not a compliment, but it is very realistic. The shooting script actually says it's groaning with food. But that's not how I would expect a game show to show a fridge. Oscar, are they usually empty? That's what I would think they were. Or maybe they just don't even open them, but I'm sure they're empty.
Yeah, the fridges are usually properly arranged with label-less products to make sure that they only
Oh,
advertise the fridge and none of the contents inside, which I guess explains why they had some made up items in there.
but wait.
But I think one of the cans was a 7-Up can, so
Yeah,
maybe
but well,
maybe they owe maybe 7-Up owes Shock Treatment some royalties for that.
yeah, but wait, Oscar, are you saying that on The Price is Right, if they show a fridge, they have things in the fridge?
Yeah, yeah, they definitely have
Oh.
things in the fridge a lot of the times. Sometimes they don't, but they've started moving towards having a lot of items that are just kind of labelless in there.
Oh, that's interesting. I would have
But
expected them to show it empty.
when you
It
want
can
a
vary per
fridge,
episode.
Oscar, when you want a fridge,
I
it was empty.
Well, yeah, like
But
I
that
said,
was a
it
while
varies per
ago.
episode. Sometimes, especially because if it's a see-through one, they're
Mhm.
just going to show it empty because you want to see that it's see-through. You don't want to have it being blocked by items. But again, it can vary between episodes whether they have it. Let me take it back. If it's one of those tiny mini fridges that you kind of had like outdoors or something like that, those tend to have items in them more than
So you
anything,
can
more than
see
the bigger
just how much
ones.
you can fit in it.
I also might be thinking
Gotcha.
about the early days because I remember distinctly one of the models was trying to keep a fridge door closed and it kept opening on her while she was presenting other prizes. And I remember that fridge had some items in it too.
But
Or I could be
so
remembering wrong, but again, it can vary for episodes.
when they have items in the fridge, is it full like this, or is it kind of is it a little bit more like sparse? Because this fridge is, as they say, groaning with food.
Yeah, I it's very sparse. Like they only fill a few of the
Yeah.
shelves.
Okay, that's what I
From what I
figured.
can recall, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen a fridge. Well, let me take that back. It's been a while since I've paid attention when there's a fridge as a prize. It's not usually a prize that I tend to pay attention to on The Price is Right.
That's fair. I also thought we got like a little Macbeth reference when it says no toil, no trouble.
Haha,
I
love
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
And the worst part about the fridge is that I that's one of the prizes I declined because it was too big for my kitchen.
Oh. Speaking of someone similar to Lady Macbeth, is there a non-choreography reason that Janet has her back to the audience?
It is exclusively a choreography reason. I
Okay.
can't imagine any other reason that they take
Like an
turns.
in-universe reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we also have to realize the audience is still technically there. Like, why would Janet want to be
Mhm.
looking at them making fun of her and Brad more when she's been so morbidly embarrassed and
That's
is
true.
over it?
That's true. Speaking of Brad, I wrote his pleas down so that we could talk. Because in this song, in this part, well, actually, I guess this is his only verse. So he says when he's talking to various products, don't put the burn on me. Help me to face life more. And don't you put the dirt on me. So Brad's focus in this song seems to be that he's feeling unfairly blamed, which I think is very reasonable given his situation. He's getting all of the blame for whatever's going on in their marriage, and everybody's kind of against him. And he's struggling to face life, which I thought was kind of interesting and honestly relatable. I've been lately with everything going on in the world just kind of trying to get through the day as best I can. Oftentimes I have to sort of detach from everything. So, yeah. Do you have any other notes, Leandra?
I do not. This was one that it really is about the lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, are we at the callback section yet?
Yeah, actually, but this is a good time to transition into callbacks. Oscar, do you have any?
Well, I distinctly remember, and it must have been either the 40th con or the con that was at Atlantic City. I want to say the con in Atlantic City was the first time I saw Shock Treatment with other Shock Treatment / Rocky Horror fans, with full callbacks and everything. And this is the one that sticks out the most because for some reason, I don't know if it was when Brad was singing, it was more likely when Janet was singing, but when they were like in the bedroom all night, the entire audience just went super deep and was like,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm just like, well, what the hell?
That's actually the only callback I have for this minute too is basically, and I learned this from Leandra doing it the first time I watched the movie, but Jessica Harper has such a deep voice and it gets even a little gravelly at points in this song. So when I was watching it for the first time, in the little space between Brad and Janet's verses, you go, "Gentlemen, start your engines," and then you sing along with Janet, but in like a real "everything used to be okay," like, yeah, like that. And that's my callback.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It kills me every single time it happens. I was just kind of like, what? Because it always catches me. I always forget it exists.
Yeah.
And then, mind you, I remember now because, I looked at the minutes several times to try to remember, what happened during those viewings. But that one just sort of came revving in, no pun
Mm-hmm.
intended.
But that's all I have. Leandra?
I have a couple, but that is the best one, I'd say. It's the
Mm-hmm.
one that makes the audience just like lose it. So, going right from the top of this minute, we've got "Oh Toaster," and you can shout "Pop Tarts," or if you wanted to, you could throw "Toast." And
Woohoo!
Oh no, the toast has come back.
and after "Don't You Put the Burn on Me," you can say "What do you call Janet's crotch?" and it's "Refrigerator."
It's kind of funny.
And then when it's "Why Are We Always Sooner or Later," you add to that "Love Is Gonna Get You," and that harkens to the song "Sooner or Later," which is a 1971 song by the Grassroots. And then
Nice.
"Bitchin' in the Kitchen" or "Crying in the Bedroom All Night," you say "bitchin' in the kitchen" or "fucking in the bedroom all night," or even "fucking with a dildo all night." It's nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
And then next one up is "What Do You Call Janet's Crotch?" and it's "Oh Trash Can."
I love this, actually.
Yeah. And then
That is awesome.
if you wanted to, you could throw wadded up sheets of paper. So it's "Trash."
Ooh, more prop participation.
Yeah. And then on "Oh Percolator," you can yell "Looks like a coffee pot to me."
Well, it's a
Can
percolator.
Right. It's because people don't know what a percolator is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize. When I heard percolator, I was like, oh, they're gonna do this dance in this movie?
There's a dance?
Yeah, it's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. And then you kind of just do your legs in and out.
Is
I'm
this
not
a
Am I
is
the
this
only
a
one who's heard this
Fortnite
dance?
thing? Is this a fucking Fortnite thing, Oscar?
No, it's not a Fortnite thing. There's
God
a
damn
song
it,
called the
Oscar.
percolator. I can literally send it to you guys. It's called the
Okay.
percolator.
If this is something that your little friends who you play Fortnite with sent to you,
Mm.
they're not your friends. They're just mean 14-year-old boys.
No, first of all, they're adult gay friends in their 30s and 40s and 20s, and we all have a good time. Second of all, this song came out like in the 90s, and it's like, and now I kind of understand the song more because there was like a bunch
Yeah.
of popping and gurgling. It's the percolator going off. Like, oh
Yes.
my God, I'm gonna.
Okay. Why are we always sooner or later? You can say, "Oh, Darth Vader, why can't I use the Force some more later?" if you wanted to do some sort of silly rhyme instead. We did the "Ladies and Gentlemen, Start Your Engines." You can do some sort of riff of that, of "Ladies and Gentlemen," Janet as a bass. Janet says "everything used to be okay." You say "everything used to be all gay." And then she says "but I've been had." And you can either say "by everybody" or just "by," so that it goes "but I've been had by Brad." And then "I'm glad to say Brad's gay today."
Mhm.
And then that's all for this minute.
All right. Well, in that
Oh,
case, it's time to return to everyone's favorite game show, The Weiss is Tight.
will I make it through this time?
We'll see. I mean, you're both still playing, but because Leandra won the last round, they get to go first in today's game, which is Step Up, a game Oscar's very familiar with.
Flashbacks.
So, for those of you who are not big Price is Right fans, basically the way this game works is We're going to give them a list of prizes, and these are going to be the prizes that show in this minute. I'll describe them in a moment as a refresher. But then Leandra gets to go first and has to try and organize them in ascending order of value. And if they make a mistake, it's going to pass to Oscar to get the advantage for next round. So, as a reminder, the prizes there are 5 this time.
Goodness, so many more.
I know. It's a toaster that makes 4 pieces of toast, a refrigerator, and this is a side-by-side refrigerator freezer that appears to have an ice maker in the door, a knife sharpener, Oster brand, a trash can. It appears to be just kind of a frame that a bag hangs from, and it has it's a pedal trash can that you step on to open the lid. And then a percolator, as we were just talking about. A forgotten appliance. So those are the 5 prizes. Toaster, refrigerator, knife sharpener, trash can, and percolator. Leandra, what is the lowest value item?
Oh, goodness.
I am going to say that it is the trash can.
That is correct. Do I reveal the prices now, Oscar?
Oh, say what?
Do I reveal the prices as we go or all at the end?
Yeah. In the original step up, you reveal the price because then,
Okay. So, the trash can
yeah.
in 1981 was $12.99, which in today's dollars would be $44.93.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, I am going to say the Oster brand knife sharpener.
Ooh.
That is correct.
I'm so fucking good at this game!
Yeah, the knife sharpener would have been roughly $19.99, and in today's dollars, that would be $69.14.
You need to get on the prices right pronto.
I need to get into a fucking time machine and get on the prices right. Next up, and I'm going to possibly get this wrong, but I think that next up is the percolator.
Leandra, that is incorrect.
Womp womp.
So Oscar's gonna get the advantage for the next round. I would have him guess, but I hope Oscar can figure this one out. Oscar, do you wanna reveal? So the percolator is worth $29.99 in 1981. That would be $103.73 in today's dollars. Oscar, do you wanna guess what came before the toaster? Or sorry, what came before the percolator? Was it the toaster or the refrigerator?
It would be the refrigerator. Just kidding. It was a toaster.
Yeah.
It's a toaster.
It was very close, though, Leandra. And honestly, you might have been correct because I was estimating based on, I didn't have the exact models. So I was kind of trying to find the closest one I could
That's
that I
fair.
could find a 1981 price. But the toaster I ended up settling on because those 4 toast models are kind of pricey, but the percolator actually was more than I thought it would be. Anyway, the toaster was $27.99, so it was very close. And that's $96.81 in 2025 dollars. And then, of course, the refrigerator is very pricey. That's actually a very luxurious fridge for the time. That's almost like top of the line for it to be side by side like that and have an ice maker. So that would be $1249.95 or thereabouts. And in today's dollars, that's $4,323.27.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense. That's a nice fridge.
Yeah.
Fridges ain't cheap.
I think it was more than the fridge that I won in today's dollars. Although I guess my fridge would have gone up too. Yeah. Because my first time was 2010, so it probably would have gone up in price.
Do you remember how much your fridge was?
Oh, goodness. Let's see. It was $1,000. It was Actually, it was a $1,800, $1,900 fridge. I don't think it passed $2,000.
All right, so if it
I'd
was
have to watch the episode again.
And when did you go on The Price is Right?
2009.
Do you remember what month?
Oh, yeah, filmed in 2009. You're right. It was filmed in
2009.
2009.
Do you remember what month?
It was
November.
It was November, yeah.
Okay, so that fridge in today's dollars would be $2,687.96.
Oh, nice. Wow, so that was a really high-end fringe there on chalk treatment.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But that's all we have for today. Oscar, we'll be starting with the advantage next minute when we return
Oh, my
to
goodness.
The Weiss is Tight.
Yay! I might actually make it to the showcase this time.
I believe in you. But I know that last minute, I think I was supposed to ask you a question. I'll go ahead and ask you this time, though.
Yeah, please,
Okay.
go ahead.
And this is like a complicated question to ask, so I really want you to be
Perfectly
honest.
fine.
Does this bird belong to you?
So I'm getting erratic screams because I don't know if my microphone's detecting them. Here, let me do a test one. Penis